Oh, hi everyone. So we have a slight delay this evening, as we are currently missing our DM. Do not fear, I'm sure they'll be along shortly. So far we've seen a power cut affecting 23 people in Canada, and we think, well, maybe that's it. We don't know. But bear with us. We'll give you news as we have news, and we will be live as soon as possible. If we haven't seen anything by quarter past, I'll run a one-shot. We'll figure it out. Bear with us. I'll change the timer to read until quarter past. Um, we'll go live then one way or another. In the meantime, enjoy these ads. Oh, hi everyone, and welcome to Step Into the Quantum. Unfortunately, there is a big blank Scratticus screen where our DM should be. We really hope that Joshua is okay. Hey, if you want to help us out, chat, what you could do is keep an eye on his Twitter and stuff, and see if any news pops up there. Hopefully, there's just been like a power cut or something, and he's okay. But you know, well wishes towards Josh. Let's shout him out. Check out his Twitter. Which is at Joshua Barbo. And also his website, which is like Joshua Barbo. What's the Canadian website?
.ca.
.ca. Thank you. .ca. There you are. Check out those things. Before we go around and say hello to everyone else, let's have a quick moment to look at the other things. Check out our social links. We've got Twitter, Discord, and YouTube there. Come and be a part of the community. Send me a DM on Twitter and I'll get you a game. And YouTube, you can go and catch up on all the other shows. We have a live tweet. Every 10 retweets will trigger some kind of crazy, timey-wimey weirdness that we will work into the... I wish there was a W word I could think of quickly for narrative, but there we go. It was good until then. Also, check out our sponsors. We are sponsored by Mage Hand Press. You might have seen us on their booth this weekend, selling copies of the new Dark Matter hardback. And if you'd came along between 1 and 3 on Sunday, you might have seen me DMing a game, which was a ton of fun. Just go buy it. Stop listening to the pitch. Just go click on the website, go and buy it. It's great. Also, check out the Deck of Many. The Deck of Many created the Deck of Many Things, the Deck of Many Animated Things, the Deck of Many Animated Spell Cards, and the Humblewood book, which is somewhere down there, which is also available now. And I have a new Deck of Many Animated Things to show off, but it's still packed. But I haven't actually slept since I landed yet, so we'll work that out tomorrow. Also, check out our last sponsors. You may have seen a little figurine of Elwood on the startup screen, which was made on Hero Forge, where you can fully customize your own tabletop miniatures. Unfortunately, it looks like Elwood may not be in today's show, as I'm going to step out and take the role of Time Lord. Let's go around and introduce our players today. We'll go anti-clockwise around the screen and begin with Nerdly. Oh, hey, Nerdly.
Oh, hey, I'm Nerdly. You might have seen me before. Around here, I'm usually just hanging out in chat and being ridiculous. So, yeah. I don't have anything to promote except the Academy. Love the Academy.
Aww. My heart. Thank you very much. Next around, we have the wonderful Benita. Anita, how you doing?
Hi, I'm Benita, she, her pronouns. You can find me on Twitter, I guess. Yeah, I'm excited to be here.
And we are excited to have... Okay. Oh, and, no, I think I saw Madame Gandalf, like, flit across the screen there. Right. Madame Gandalf. Let's take a second to talk about Madame Gandalf. Madame Gandalf was recently denied a partner. And that's not cool. Madame Gandalf is one of the hardest working streamers on this damn platform. And for Twitch to say that she doesn't deserve partner is frankly disgusting. I don't usually speak out against Twitch. I usually am very appreciative of everything they do because they've literally enabled me to have a business. But there's one person in this entire place that needs partner. It's Madame Gandalf. Hey, Madam. How you doing?
You reprobate, I swear. Hi, I'm Madame Gandalf, and Scratch is shilling at me right now. But yes, my name is Madame Gandalf. I'm a variety streamer here, and I'm excited to bring back Ari in this futuristic setting. And it's going to be interesting to see what will Ari do without Elwood. Elwood is kind of the go-to, get out there, be in amongst the rabble rousers one, where she sits at her computer doing the quiet thing. So yeah, this is going to be a bit of a riot for her as to what might happen today.
Okay, so we will start then with Ari in Ari's work desk where they normally are. Ari, you've sent Elwood in to go and on a mission. A wonderful mission planned out to make sure that a certain event does not end with the president dying to thwart an assassination attempt. For those of you in chat who are worrying, by the way, that we may mess up Josh's narrative, this is a timey-wimey campaign. We're just going to create a closed loop. Ari, you're looking at Elwood's signals and readouts. He's just entered. Tell me, Laurel, Charlotte, where are your characters from?
2024, I believe.
2024.
2024. Which town?
I believe the setting was Washington, D.C.
Perfect. Oh yeah, where else? He's just entered Washington D.C. when bloop, everything goes blank.
Elwood? Elwood? Elwood?
Elwood. Elwood. Elwood, this isn't funny anymore. Elwood. Elwood, are you fucking there, Elwood?
That voice changer is really weird, by the way. Like, is that, what?
Well, I was imagining that it was coming out on his intercom the other side, you know, just there's like, oh, but it's just going to nothing. It's going to nothing, and she's just kind of pushing the button and constantly just going, Elwood, Elwood, Elwood.
Elwood. Elwood. Elwood.
Not a damn thing comes back from Elwood. Hey, Charlotte Graves. Where does Charlotte Graves work?
Charlotte Graves works at NASA.
Perfect. That's great. And where does Laurel Alexander work?
Laurel Alexander works at Georgetown University.
So, I'm Brit. What's Georgetown University famous for?
Oh, it's just a university in DC, the only one I can think of.
Okay, great. They're studying?
They are a professor. They are a biomedical engineering professor.
Do the two of you know each other?
I'd say that I might be in town for a professional consult.
Great. The two of you see a man walking towards you. Dressed in a suit, which doesn't quite fit the timeline, with a fedora, which definitely doesn't. He's walking towards you, not smoking, so I'm pretty sure he quit last episode. As he walks up to you, he disappears. Like, one of them weird sci-fi disappears, where, like, top to bottom, everything... Woof. And then you can just hear this little receiver saying, Elwood! Elwood! Can you hear me, Elwood?
Got one of your tricks.
Not one of mine. It's a bit weird, though. I sort of walk over to the... Is the device still on the ground? Or is the person and all of them disappeared?
No, the device is still on the ground.
I'm gonna pick it up. Not something I recognize. Maybe something new from R&D?
It's possible. I haven't heard anything about it, but you know they never tell us bio people anything.
Not really.
Alex, if you're talking, you're muted. Pro streamer. Pro streamer, everyone. The device seems to be crackling. There's some sort of technical thing going. It looks like something's wrong with it. Like a mute button's pressed somewhere or something.
Oh.
Oh, and art imitates life. You're still muted.
Hello?
There we go.
Man, all I did was turn myself down. Apparently this mixer is very drastic when you turn yourself down, because I turned myself down to here and suddenly it says I'm muted.
Yeah, we can barely hear you. That's real
You're
quiet.
nothing.
That is like halfway down. Dang, sorry. I was trying to do like a subtle in the background Elwood. I'm so sorry.
I'm gonna pick it up and I'm gonna hold it to my ear. I'm sorry.
Elwood,
Elwood's not here right now.
who the fuck are you?
Bwah, bwah, bwah. All the alarms start going off. Someone not in the program has access to time travel technology. Your phone starts ringing immediately, Ari. And we have a Josh!
Yay!
Welcome in, Josh. I have just been filling some time.
You've been filling some time magnificently, I'm sure. That is like your superpower.
All I've done so far is have our two people introduce themselves and introduce their characters. Then I made Elwood disappear, and we can just create a closed loop, right? That's how time travel works.
Fantastic. Cool. Sorry for being fashionably late to the party. I was obviously lost in time somewhere. But I'm here now, and I'm happy to get things going. Where do you want to pick up since I'm showing up late to the party? What did you just have Elwood do?
Disappear.
He disappeared.
We had Elwood disappear, then Charlotte Graves pick up his comm, and when they answered Ari, I had alarms flare because someone outside of the program had access to time travel communications.
Which is a terrible thing for sure. So.
Also,
all
thank
right.
you very much, Cal Elstrom. Cal, great being out drinking with you this weekend, and thank you so much for the sub.
So it is jumping right into it. It's the year 2024. Very, very distant in the past as far as Elwood is concerned. But as far as we're concerned, it's at some point in the future. It's bring back Josh's face window. That's what the chat says. Okay, you don't need to see me. I'm the GM. I'm just a disembodied voice. That's all that matters. It's the year 2024, and that's. I don't actually know who your characters are. You just spent the past few minutes introducing your characters, but we have an astronaut. That much I know, and I don't know anything else about the other character. But we'll work with it.
Biomedical engineer.
Yes.
Biomedical engineer. Okay, cool. Well, welcome to the party. It's great to meet both of you. Great to play with both of you. So, Elwood, you have been sent to Washington, D.C. in the year 2024. I guess somebody is going to kill the president of the United States, and that's just no good. You're going to have to stop that. There's just been an election, and this is the a new president has been sworn in, and you're gonna be there to what's the ceremony? The ceremony after the swearing in is where you are, and of course, I would assume Elwood's at the party getting drunk, but he disappeared, right? Or no, he fell into a loop in time. So he's
Don't know where he is. He left his intercom. It's been picked up by someone else, and I have no clue where he has gone. For all I know, he's gone to the toilet and left it somewhere.
To be fair, I wasn't sure if we'd see you this session, Josh. I was just ad-libbing. I had no plan either.
Of course, I understand.
And just like that, he reappears.
So it's a party. You're at, it's a party. This is a ceremony. The president's been sworn in, and now it's they're throwing a big celebration party for the new president of the United States. The president is a man unfortunately. Just open all of my notes here. And
Give me as I clutch my throat.
yeah. Scrat, is Elwood sick? Did Elwood catch the bubonic plague when he was back in like the old 18 or 1600s, whenever that took place? I don't know history.
I think in Elwood's spare time he likes to go to these conventions where they paint miniatures. He doesn't actually like to play the games, but he finds the miniature painting very soothing. But he's not very good at it, so he just goes to watch other people. But unfortunately, at these conventions, they're famous for carrying this certain thing called the Con Crud.
Yes. That's
What? We just got a donation from Madame Gandalf, Alex.
Oh my goodness.
Alex, what do?
Roll a d4, and 1 is for you, 2 is for me, 3 is for Charlotte, and 4 is for Laurel, as to who will get instant success.
Thank you, Alex. I rolled a 1.
Yay! Scrat gets an instant success.
Thank you.
So there's some interesting things that go on in the year 2024. While I get myself organized here. One thing about the year 2024 is being an age of technology. There's cameras everywhere. You can't walk out on a street corner without there being cameras monitoring that street corner, and everyone has a camera in their pocket. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. Fortunately, 99% of these cameras are digital. So your friend Ari can make sure that those cameras don't capture you with her techno control powers. That said, it's still a lot easier to get noticed in the year 2024 than it is to escape notice in the year 1925 or whatever year you happen to be visiting in the further past.
Mm-hmm. I think today then Elwood's disguise, seeing as we're a slight way in the future, will be nerd chic. He's going for a streamer who is still quite successful in 2024, Peachy Pixel. That's this is my quick cosplay of Peachy Pixel. If anyone, you'll see it.
Of course. Elwood, I need to know what 3 pieces of so you've got your secret identity is a successful 2024 streamer named Peachy Pixel. Mm-hmm. But I need to know 3 pieces of tech that you've brought with you to accomplish your mission. All you know is that someone is going to try to assassinate the president, and you need to stop it. That's very little intel to go on for someone who has access to all of history, but that's all you got.
So I would like to take some glasses, which are like Google Glass on steroids. What I want from them ideally would be like Terminator level analysis of people, weapons they're carrying, where they're from, that sort of stuff.
Glasses. Terminator level glasses. Sure. You got that. What else? You got three pieces of tech you get to bring with you. One of which could be a weapon, if you'd like.
Yeah, I think my beanie hat doubles up as a laser. I've got a laser on my frickin' head. And my headphones. I think my headphones give me temporal communication, but they're mostly a spy device that if anyone from the time puts on, they won't hear Ari. All they'll hear is, I don't know, some alternative music. Bad enough that they can't figure out how to turn it off, and, you know, they don't want to listen to it, so they're likely to leave it aside somewhere.
Perfect. Sounds good to me. So you're here at this this party, and everyone else has been invited as well. We've got what are your character names? I should be in the Roll20. It's probably important. We're doing this live, everyone.
Yeah. I'm Charlotte Graves.
Mm-hmm.
Astronaut currently working for NASA. Maybe about to wash out of the program.
Yes. You're currently working for NASA. You're about to be washed out of the program. Not necessarily because you're bad at your job, but because it's a long program, and personal reasons are getting in the way. Yes.
Yeah.
And Laurel Alexander. Oh, your names are right on the screen. Fantastic. Laurel Alexander, you said was a biologist. Did I get that right?
Biomedical engineer. Biomedical
Engineer. Professor. Perfect. So why don't you tell me why both of you have been invited to this very prestigious party to celebrate the new president? What is one thing? Well, Charlotte is potentially on the first mission to Mars,
yeah.
which might be why you're there. The new president, whose name I still haven't dug up because I have in my notes here. Yes, it says pick a name from someone in the audience and go with it. Okay. So Scrat, if someone has donated recently, that can be the president of the United States.
Alex.
Alex.
He's also muted again.
You're muted again, my dear.
Gandalf is the president of the United States.
Gandalf. All right, Gandalf. President Gandalf is the president of the United States. He narrowly won.
I mean,
over,
we'd all vote for him. We'd all vote.
Of course, of course. There's nothing going on there. So Gandalf is the president of the United States, and Gandalf. One of the things that Gandalf said in his platform is that, a little bit of a space race, I guess. He promised that during his tenure as president, you would see a manned and womaned mission to Mars. That's a big thing that he's pushing. In the year 2024, there's a big environmental crisis. The Earth is getting warmer. Climate change is a real thing, despite the fact that some people are denying it. Especially in this country. That he insisted that getting people to Mars would be the first step in one of many possible solutions to their problem. Some people agree with that and obviously voted for him, and other people are like, no, you can't run away for your problems. Mars is not going to sustain the human race. We need to save the planet. Things in 2024 are supposedly past the point of no return. That's what the scientists are saying, that the environment is too far gone. So Elwood, why don't you being that you're at this ceremony undercover, trying to get closer to the president, who hasn't made an appearance yet at his own party. Why don't you tell me what Elwood is doing? Why doesn't Elwood mingle with some of our guests here?
It's the perfect disguise. I'm sorry, any streamers in chat who feel this is too real, but in this crowd, when Elwood says, "Oh yeah, I'm a streamer. I play games on the internet," people immediately dismiss him as unimportant, and assume that he's not a real, person who has a job or anything. So in this crowd of politicians, he's been invited because of his accolades on Twitch stream, but none of them care. It's so perfect. Like there's a lot of I'm a Twitch streamer. I play My Summer Car, and they're like oh.
My Summer Car, is that a new game out or something?
No, it's a game that was released in 2019. It's kind of fun, but not great.
What does Charlotte think of this party? She works for NASA. If I'm not mistaken, NASA's headquarters are down in Nevada, right? Well, even if they're not, that's where you're stationed.
Yes.
There's a base there.
Because this is an alternate reality, and it's stationed wherever you want it to be.
Fantastic. You work out of a base called Alpha Complex, where they're building the new spaceship that's going to Mars. And tell me what you think of being at this party here. So you're up in Washington, which is quite a ways away. It's a nice little getaway, probably from Nevada, and especially because you're disillusioned with your program. Like,
honestly, I'd rather be at home right now.
Where is home for Charlotte?
So home is actually not too far from the base. Home's just in Las Vegas. She's settled there with her wife. They're about to have a kid. And
Fantastic.
Honestly, she'd rather be home. It's one of the reasons why she's about to wash out of the program. She doesn't know if she can be away for 16 months.
Yeah, it's a long time.
Big commitment.
Especially because no one's ever done it before and come back safely. So even though you're trying to make sure that everything's going to go fine, it's still
Yeah.
Still probably wearing on you.
So her mind's a little bit preoccupied right now. She's got a drink in her hand, but she's barely touched it.
And I would imagine everyone that's come up to you to ask you about your job is only just making things worse.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Are you there wearing like your astronaut's uniform, or are you just trying to wear?
I think because it's military, she's dressed actually in her dress uniform.
Yep.
Very, very proper, very in place, but just sort of staring off into the distance a little bit. Got
And
that
if,
faraway look.
If she happens to bump into Elwood, how would that go down? Elwood's trying to keep a low profile. You're trying not to think too much about your job. How would that go
Elwood would be
down?
the most interesting person at the party to her.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Damn.
That game is classic. Like, really, you stream. Honestly, I'm gonna give you props for that. That's
And like he's totally
that's
vaping.
That's a bold choice. Oh, you got the jewel.
Well, only in like a couple of playthroughs, but like I'm a bit variety streamer really these days. I play it a little bit. That's what got me famous. It's been a while.
But
And sorry.
no, go ahead.
I was just gonna jump in if you guys were done chatting. What does Laurel? What does Laurel think of this party?
So, this is not really Laurel's scene. Laurel's here because her wife is some sort of bureaucrat, politician type of person. This is really more of her scene. She's just here kind of as arm candy a little bit, and she's kind of bored.
Oh, she's a +1.
Yeah, she's a +1.
Who's she a +1 of?
So her wife, Anna, who is some sort of like person in Gandalf's retinue.
Frodo.
Frodo. Anna Baggins is her name.
Anna Baggins, and Frodo is her.
That's their son.
Her husband?
Yeah.
Oh, they're her son. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what is? So your son brought you as his +1 to the party?
No. Our son Frodo.
Okay.
My wife Anna is.
Your wife.
I'm the +1 to Anna Baggins.
I understand. Anna Baggins. What does she do for the president?
She is kind of a science advisor. Kind of like she knows a little bit about climate change. She's a little bit of a climate change advisor, I'd say.
Of course. And so you've been brought to this party. You're not. It's not really your scene, you said.
Mm-mm.
And almost immediately, as soon as you were brought here, Anna ditches you because she's.
Oh yeah.
She needs to go do work stuff. When this is supposed to be a party and she's supposed to be relaxing, she of course gets dragged away because of work stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're here at this party, unattended. And if you were to bump into Elwood and or Charlotte, perhaps as they're discussing the finer natures of 2019 video games, how would you interject to that conversation, or would you just keep your distance?
I think Laurel would be interested in the astronaut, perhaps, vaguely interested in this strange-looking person who is here with the glasses and the beanie and the. Did you know that you're not allowed to do that in here? The vape thing.
Oh, I mean, no one's told me not to yet, except for you. I mean, want me to stop?
Whatever. I guess I don't really care. Who are you?
PG Pixel 8.
Yeah, he's a variety streamer. It's kind of interesting. Have you ever done a speedrun of Untitled Goose Game?
No, but I have unlocked all of the additional achievements.
Impressive.
There's another one. It's like a chemical building game where you just basically have to put monophesium sulfate in everything and create things like shampoo and stuff for orders. That's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Oh, I remember that one. I actually took half an hour off my thesis to play that once.
Yeah, it's good fun. The vaping is totally how I'm validating my voice going crazy.
Is it a laser vape?
Yeah, why not?
It's the year 2024. It can be any kind of vape you damn well want.
Have you ever tried it? You can
It's
try
the
it if you
future.
No, thank you.
This one's cherry vanilla chocolate.
Appetizing.
Charlotte, you one of the things that is pretty pretty cool about your upcoming mission. That you may or may not think is cool. Maybe you in fact don't think it's cool. Is that the new spaceship that is going to be used for this mission has a new type of computer on it, which they're calling a quantum computer.
Oh.
So they've got, you have computers, then you have supercomputers which can compute like a million things a million times faster than a regular computer, and then they have this new invention which has not been released to the public yet, but they're calling it a quantum computer.
Quantum computer.
And it can compute things infinitely faster than even supercomputers can. It's supposed to be the it's being used for the space mission to Mars, but if it is successful, it's going to revolutionize technology as we know it. Absolutely. What would Charlotte's point of view be relative to this new device, which this quantum computer, which some people, I mean, it's classified. Some people who know about it are saying might be able to beat the Turing test.
Wow. Charlotte is impressed and awed at the wonder of engineering, and might have actually had something to do with a little bit of the initial design, but the rest of the team sort of took it and ran with it. She would be pretty proud of the work that is being done with it. I don't know if she's impressed enough with it to spill state secrets at a party. Depends on how much of the champagne she gets through. But
I mean, it is very expensive champagne.
I think she just sort of downs the glass and says, listen, I'm not supposed to tell anybody this, but one of the things we're working on is this new quantum computer, and it's supposed to just blow anything that we've ever had before completely out of the water. It's going to revolutionize the world. And honestly, this is what I signed on for. Not to go into space, that's cool, I guess, but like for advances in technology, we're on the cusp of something incredible here.
And gaming technology too, obviously.
I mean, yeah, the applications. Think about running the games on that.
And Elwood's gonna like gaze away as though considering these possibilities. But what Elwood is actually doing is using his glasses to the room.
So when you're the room,
thank you for going with me on that. Thank you.
Of course, that is the only way to refer to this type of glasses technology. It might actually be funny. Perhaps in fact, maybe even these glasses that you have might use quantum, might have a quantum computer microchip like built into them. This Charlotte is talking to you about this, fancy new computer, which of course all of your technology is based off of now. But you are looking about the room. You see a lot of people, a lot of politicians, a lot of drug people, and then of course there's the Secret Service, who are immediately getting highlighted in your view screen as being armed. There's the obvious Secret Service, the ones that are standing next to, like the doors and stuff, and they have like things in their ears and sunglasses and big black suits, and and they're very obvious Secret Service. It's important to have a visual presence. But then there's the less obvious, more undercover Secret Service that are kind of trying to blend in and look like they're just guests of the party, but you can tell that they're Secret Service because they're armed, and and you can pick up with your glasses that they're in communication with the other Secret Service members. You're also wondering at this point why the president hasn't come out, because the president was expected to have come out by now. Gandalf, I guess, is fashionably late. But that's all I'll say about that.
They're never late. Gandalf is never late. He arrives precisely when he means to. All hail President Gandalf.
I'm not going to panic as I hear Ari in my head. I instead just turn to the other two and try and carry on the conversation. So I'm gonna pick something that I know is real and speculate about it as if it's never gonna happen. Can you imagine if they got that quantum computer to make I don't know, a game where you can be playing actual reality games. You know how we got virtual reality? What about actual reality?
Yes, and of course there's a Half-Life 3, but I don't think it's going to happen, Elwood.
Well, I mean, most quantum physicists aren't really sure if this reality is real anyways. It could just be that we're all fictional characters in some person's imagination playing some kind of a game.
There you fucking go, Elwood.
I wasn't ready for that.
I grab another glass of champagne.
My life's a lie. That's crazy talk. That's crazy talk.
Laurel just looks a little confused, this is reality? Okay.
Suddenly, the president finally comes out on stage, and everyone applauses. And he stands in front of they got a podium up there at the stage, and he says, "Thank you all for coming. This is a wonderful day, wonderful moment. I'm very excited to take office. It's been a tumultuous time for our country, nay, for our world. There are dark forces growing in lands not far from here, and someone needs to stand up and lead a fellowship to fight them. Now, I know that the future is scary, but there is hope. In fact, we have people here tonight that are representative of that hope. And I'm not even speaking of myself for once. But I hope that I can rally these people together, and together we will bring about a brighter future. Thank you all for coming, and enjoy the champagne." He wraps up his...
Well, you don't have to tell me twice. I grabbed 2 more glasses.
Slow down, you're gonna be wrecked.
Faster I'm not here, the better.
Elwood, as you see the president go from the podium over to the president's table, the way that the gala is kind of set up is that there's tables where people can sit. There's also a nice big standing area. There's an open bar, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You know how parties work. But the president has a president's table that's for him and president's staff. Anyway, he goes and sits at his table. Do you plan to get over to him, or do you want to keep your distance for now and kind of scout the situation?
Now, to me, Laurel seems pretty stiff. I don't think Laurel's my way in. But Charlotte seems like they're ready for a pie. So, hey, look, the president's gone and sat at his table. We're going to say hello. Say congratulations.
Yeah, I guess. All right.
Against the
have you-
rules,
Have
right?
you met him before?
Yeah, I met him years ago. Went to college with him.
Oh, that's why you're here, hey? Yeah, come on, we'll go say hi, I guess.
Yeah, funny thing, I was never any good at any of the stuff we were studying, but he always had lots of he would need someone to soundboard things off of, sense check things. So he needed me to ask him questions, so I lent him my arcs.
All right, yeah, let's go. Sort of side eye, walk towards the president's table.
Met him once at a costume party. He borrowed my boa.
I beg your pardon.
Laurel, what do you do as the two of them start making strides towards the president's table?
I kind of look around. I'm there's nobody else around, and I'm a little confused about what's going on, but it's more interesting than just standing in a corner. So I kind of trail behind them.
Of course. As you're trailing behind them, but not like you're as you trail behind them a little bit, a few paces back, a man cuts you off and says, "Could I talk to you for a second?"
Oh, sure. Do I know this person?
No, but he looks like he might be Secret Service.
Oh, yes, of course.
He takes you over to a door that leads out of the main party hall. He just says, just through this way. We'll have a chance to chat.
I guess I look and see if I can see Anna. If I don't see her, I'll just follow.
You don't see her. She's nowhere to be seen.
Okay. All right. I'll just go through the door, I guess.
Okay. And he leads you away, and to parts unknown. Charlotte and Elwood, as you're approaching the president's table, several obviously armed members of the Secret Service get between you and the table. And they look at you both and they say, "We'd like you, both of you, to come with us.
Oh.
Please do without making a scene."
Fine by
Scan.
me.
Scan.
I haven't done anything wrong.
Scan. Nodding at them, but scanning.
They're Secret Service. They're armed. They have guns. Is there anything else you're scanning for in particular?
Anything that doesn't belong? Like, I don't know, a laser pistol from the future, or
No, they don't have anything anything out of this time period. They are clearly listening to instructions in their earpieces, which if the voice in your ear would like to hack their comms, she can attempt to do so. But outside of that, you don't see anything unusual aside from the fact that they are in your way and asking for you to come with them.
Hey, Ari.
Ah, you're finally here, Elwood. Good to hear you.
I'm gonna try and like, can I communicate without like moving my mouth? Can I do that?
That would require a chutzpah bluff check.
Okay. Okay, I've got 6 positive in chutzpah bluff.
Mm-hmm.
Paradox dice?
No, not this time.
1 success. And also, thank you very much, Gemsong, who has subbed for 15 months and also has been a Patreon for 14 months, which means you have an automatic success and an advantage to gift to players of your choice. So 1 success.
One success. That's all you needed. So yeah, you can communicate under your breath to Ari and say something without making it look like you are speaking to Ari.
Ari, can you? Yeah, Ari, can you? Could you see if you can hack into? Sorry, it's gone down the wrong hole. Could you try and hack in and see if you can hear the just check these guys, these agents, just make sure they're the real deal.
Are you okay? You shouldn't have been vaping that much.
It just goes down the wrong hole sometimes. I'm all right, honest.
Ari, if you'd like to try to hack into the Secret Service comm system,
Yes, please.
listen to what they're listening to. That is going to require that's going to require a roll on your using your sci-fi tech.
Khalil donates an advantage to Laurel or Nerdly, and also Panita, you have an advantage that's left over from last week, so you have an advantage too. Everyone has advantages if you want to use them.
Fancy.
I didn't mean to cut you
One
off, sorry.
success.
Fantastic. That's all you needed. You've hacked into the Secret Service comm systems. They're really quite quaint compared to your future technology. It's very easy to hack into, and you hear various chit chatter. But most importantly, one of the things you pick up is that they're looking to apprehend someone because there's been a threat against the president's life. And it seems like they've pegged Elwood as the target.
So, Elwood, you know that last time that you... Oh, well, you know, it's probably like the 6th. Yeah, this is about the 17th time, but you're being framed for murder, Elwood. Just letting you know.
Out loud, I just go, oh, not again.
Just this way. We would just like to have a word with both of you. That's all right.
Yeah, this isn't good, Elwood. This isn't good at all.
It's not good, not good.
All right. I will go with them. As Charlotte said, we've done nothing wrong, have we?
Huh?
They take you away out of the party hall and into some private meeting rooms.
Are we alone, private?
They put you into a private reading room together, and they tell you to wait here. Meanwhile, in a separate private meeting room, Laurel is being questioned. What do you know of this streamer? We saw you talking to him earlier.
I just met him. He streams video games, I think.
And you've never heard of him before today?
I don't think so.
What are you doing here? Who? I don't see your name on the attendee list.
Oh, I'm a +1 for Ms. Baggins.
Yes, of course. Scientist, yeah, we've got her on the list. We're of course gonna have to corroborate your story.
Of course, sure.
You don't mind waiting here until we do? Thank you very much. He doesn't wait for your answer. And then he leaves you there.
Okay.
Elwood and Charlotte, you guys are locked in a room together.
So what's in this room? Is it just like a sitting room or like a
It's an empty sitting room. There's a table, some chairs.
a shelf with books?
Sure.
I'm gonna start looking at the books. Dusty.
Yeah, they haven't been touched in a while.
No. So, you all right there?
Yeah, just fine. Ari, should I bring her in on it?
This wouldn't be the first time you've done it. Just don't change her mind on anything. Don't get her to change job. Don't... Nothing along those lines. Just let her do her thing. If she wants to do something, just to make sure she doesn't feckin' die.
Alright. And Elwood looks up. Charlotte, what if I told you I'm not Peachy Pixelate, the famous streamer from 2024?
No!
But instead I'm a secret agent from the future.
I'd say you're absolutely bananas. And probably the craziest person here to try and break into a party at the president's estate. And you're probably the person they're looking for.
Correct. I have temporal communication with someone in the future using the very quantum computer that you designed in this year 2024.
Yep. Sure, yeah. Sounds about right.
Huh.
I don't believe you.
Let's put it this way. If I am their target and I intended to be the person to do whatever it is that they think that I want to do, would I tell you about it?
Took me a little bit to get there, but probably not.
Right? Here.
Then what are you here for? Okay, assuming that. Are you here for just a laugh?
I'm gonna take my my earpiece out and throw it to Charlotte and say, look, there's a quantum chip in there. You'll recognize the tech.
Examine it. Huh. Toss it back.
Someone's here.
We haven't even gotten to miniaturizing it yet. Like, honestly, the quantum computer is still pretty large.
Don't get excited. It only lasts about a year and a half, and then it's miniaturized, and everyone's getting the latest upgrades, and it goes back to graphics cards again. It always goes back to graphic cards.
And RAM? God. Okay.
Stock up on RAM. It gets expensive. But listen, I'm here because someone's going to try and assassinate the president, and I need to stop it. I believe that same person has framed me.
Huh, okay. What can I do to help? I guess. Honestly, I don't know how I can help. I'm pretty good with tech, but obviously you'd be better.
You'd be surprised.
Hmm.
I'm a field agent.
Okay. What year are you from?
Well, that's an interesting question.
Or like when, am I right, Elwood?
We created a reality outside of time, which we can use to move in and out seamlessly.
Okay.
I truly can't remember which year I am from. But I know I've been trained in an academy outside of time for quite some time.
Okay. I'm okay at science.
Great.
Working with building machines, honestly, I can.
That's perfect.
help
I
that
suck
way.
at all of that stuff.
Okay.
Elwood?
I don't know how
Elwood,
it's gonna help us in this specific situation trapped in this room, though.
True. Yes, Ari.
I've just found something that you might want to know. I found a statement from the president's killer. It says they killed him because he and his staff somehow cheated the polls. His opponent, Donald E. Balrog, should have won, and this is their punishment for cheating the American voters. Wait, it's gone. This message is gone. It's disappeared from my system. Oh, feck, I must have... By making you aware of it, I think, or anyone aware of it, I think I've altered the timeline.
All right. It gives us something else to watch out for, though.
But
Charlotte.
that
Well, I altered my ability to perceive it.
that Elwood and Ari, you should both know that shouldn't be possible. That anything Elwood does that changes history should have no impact on Ari or her technology, because they're protected from changes to the timeline. Someone deleted that record. They did so within your base.
You just hear like random clattering around in some sort of officey space, just general like. While she's
And that's when the Secret
desperately-
Service walks in. Not into your room, into the room with Elwood and Charlotte.
How many?
3 of them.
Ooh, that's a lot.
One of them says, Charlotte, Mrs. Graves, we have a word with you outside.
Sure.
And you step out with one of the Secret Service. So there's 2 left, Elwood. And he lights up a cigarette, even though there's a sign that says no smoking in here.
Are they bothered if I'm close to them or anything like that?
Doesn't seem to be.
Great. In that case, as soon as that one lights up a cigarette, I'd like to try and stuff it in his face.
Okay. That's definitely a melee plus violence check.
I have 8 nodes in that. I think I'm going to burn an advantage as well.
Good grief.
Paradox dice?
No. Not yet.
That's 1 success, but advantage. 5 successes! As I try and quickly take him out, as I just push the cigarette into his mouth and push his head against the wall. That'd do.
You just do this without saying a word? Elwood doesn't have a quip to give as he's knocking out a person? I mean, you don't need to have a quip. I'm just shocked.
So as he slumps to the ground, I'm gonna look to the other one and say, "Shame he had to sleep. His party was just getting lit."
The guy goes immediately on his intercom and says, I need you in here right now. And he reaches for his gun as he does that.
Oh, not a gun again. Is he close?
Oh yeah, he's close enough. Sure.
Can I try and,
This
like,
is not
just-
a very big room.
Stop his elbow. You know, the classic "I'm gonna pull my gun, stop" thing.
Sure. Make a violence plus athletics check.
Okay. I have 7 in that. Paradox dice?
No, not yet.
Ooh, only 1 success. I should have burned an advantage on that, really. Never mind.
That's okay. All you needed was 1. You hold his hand, still holding the gun, inside his jacket. What do? You've got him in a lock. He locks eyes with you, and you can tell that he's like, he's struggling against your incredible physique from your future training.
I'm gonna look him dead in the eye. And say, as special agent trainings go, yours is extra special. And sweep the leg.
Make a.
That's all I do. I don't do anything else. I just sweep the leg. I understand that kills people.
Yep. Make another melee plus violence check.
6 successes. Can I grab his intercom as well and be like, hey, that was a malfunction. There's no problem in here.
You sure can, but that'll be a bluff plus chutzpah check.
How are you doing?
Who is this?
I just throw it down and shoot it.
Boring conversation anyways. Charlotte, in the hallway. You're in the hallway, and the secret agent that took you out into the hallway says, listen, Miss Graves, this is a very sensitive matter. We have confirmed you're obviously not associated with this man, but we've received word that he's here to try to assassinate the president, and he's quite possibly insane. So whatever he told you is part of the delusions that he has in his mind. And as he's saying this to you, Elwood bursts out of the door, gun in hand. I assume you took the guy's gun.
I mean, it's only let me down before.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll grab the gun and the ammo clip from the other guy. Why not?
Why not? Yeah.
Because I have -6 in
wanna...
guns, it probably takes me a second. You know, I'm sitting there going, where's the battery clip? How do you... There's got an eject button?
What do you do, Elwood, when you come out to seeing these two chatting in the hall?
I just train the gun on him and motion towards the room that we just came out of.
All right. Can
I do something as he's doing that?
You sure could, if you'd like.
Okay. I'd like to grab the comm device out of his ear so that he can't alert anyone else.
Okay. So you're pointing the gun at him, and just
as he sort of starts to turn, I would like to grab it. And then...
You're grabbing the comm piece out of his ear. Sure. So from Elwood, I need an intimidate plus chutzpah, or guns plus chutzpah, whichever you prefer.
I'm gonna go intimidate just because it's positive.
I assume so. And from Charlotte, I need a violence plus athletics check. Sure.
I'm not very good at that. How do I do this?
So you take the athletics number and the violence number. You add those two together. That is going to be your node number.
Okay.
You're going to click launch a test, and it's going to ask you for a node number, and that's what you're going to put in. Now, if your athletics is a negative number, you would tell me that it's a negative number, but you would add it to the violence as if it was a positive number.
Okay, so that would be 2. So input the value and submit it.
Perfect.
Okay. Oof.
So you reach to grab his earpiece. You do grab his earpiece, but not before he shouts into it, "Mayday!" I don't even know what to say, but "Mayday! We're in trouble down here!" And then he puts his hands up after you take the earpiece and walks smugly into the room, saying, "You're gonna have a dozen secret agents down on you any second now. You're never gonna get anywhere near the president."
I'm gonna pistol whip him.
Okay, make a melee plus violence check.
I've decided this week apparently to play into Elwood's strengths. 6 successes.
Madam Gandalf, as Elwood is beating up secret agents in 2024, what are you doing in your quaint little office up there?
Very quickly, thank you very much, Fabs, for the 5 months on Twitch Prime subscriptions. Thank you so much. You have an advantage to give to player of your choice. Let us know who.
I think you're going to find Ari just kind of sitting at her office, just listening to something ridiculously classical. Like, what's that? Like, do 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 do. That one, whatever that song is.
Okay.
What song is that?
She's stressed out by the disappearance of a document, so she's just this calms her down, right? Right. This is the best way to react to that kind of situation, especially when your partner is playing with guns again, and he's just terrible with guns. Well, he's got a lot of dice, but he does something with guns magnificently. It's just always terrible.
A lot of potential. A lot of potential.
A lot of potential in both directions. Cool beads. Laurel, no one's come to talk to you for a little bit now, but you do hear some commotion happening outside the room. Do you just sit put, or do you?
No, I'm gonna
check it
poke
out?
my head out and see what's going on.
When you go to poke your head out, you realize that you've been locked in here.
Oh, rude. Is it just a regular lock?
Yeah?
Okay. Well, I was going to say maybe I know something, but I don't know if I do about opening it.
You could let's see. If you have skills in lockpicking, which would be let's see, some sort of check, probably I'm gonna say chutzpah plus stealth check. Sure.
Oh, absolutely
Picking locks
not.
is a stealth based problem. Sure.
Okay, I'm real bad at that, but I can try anyway.
You could bang on the door and demand to be let out.
There we go. I will bang on the door.
Elwood and Charlotte, you guys are in the hall, and someone is banging on the door to a room 3 doors down from yours.
Excuse me! Excuse me! Let me out of here!
You maybe recognize the voice from earlier in the party.
What was your name again? Lauren?
It's not Lauren. Ugh. It's Laurel.
Sorry, I'm really bad with names.
Everybody says that one.
No,
What's
I
going
really
on?
am.
All right, listen, Laura. Step back from the door.
Elwood, it's not locked from the outside.
Oh. I'm like getting ready to shoulder barge it down. I imagine like Elwood's getting ready to like knock this thing down, and Charlotte could just be like,
Yeah, I think I just turned the handle.
"Oh yeah."
And Charlotte can look at Elwood with a look that's like, how do you survive any of your time travel missions? So-called time travel missions.
Did they not have doors in the future? Or handles?
You
I
just
had a
walk
cold.
towards them.
I've got a cold.
You know, vaping's really bad for you.
Yes, thank you. There were some unexplained deaths in 2019. I never really discovered what happened there.
Oh, okay. Well, hi. What's going on?
Well, he thinks he's from the future. I don't know for sure yet. And apparently we're gonna try and stop the president from being murdered, so there's that.
But
Oh.
all of the secret agents think I'm trying to murder him. I say, holding a secret agent's gun.
Okay, please don't shoot me.
You know, with a gun on you, it really does look like you are actually going to try and kill the president, so maybe you want to hide that?
Yeah. I'm also thinking that whoever was planning this assassination was trying to get me secreted away somewhere. Perhaps making some noise would be a good thing. Get the secret agents trying to get the president out of here.
Yeah, he would probably be moved to a secure location. This isn't necessarily something that I would know as a maybe as a character. I would. Do you think I would know?
I mean, yeah, you would know, or it's safe to assume that if there's a threat on the president's life, he would be moved to a safe location. You know?
Yeah, maybe
anyone from this
Anyone from
time
any
period,
era would know
anyone
this.
from any era
It's
should
common
know
knowledge.
No.
But I wouldn't know specifically where he was moved to.
Correct.
Maybe I can find out, and I'll put a finger to my ear. I don't normally do this. I'm purely doing it so they know I'm communicating with someone. Hey, Ari, if the president's moved to a secret location, could you look up where that would be in this timeline?
Talks to
I'm sure I
himself
could
too.
figure out something.
Ari, if you would like, you can make a check using historical data and brains.
Ooh, that's a nice one for me. That's a nice little 10 right there.
Oh my goodness.
3 successes.
Laurel leans into Charlotte. So the guy with the gun also speaks to himself?
Apparently that's his handler from the future. I don't know.
Oh.
You download a layout, a blueprint of the building into Elwood's glasses, and Elwood, you could see the general, the gala, the party gala, the side rooms, the halls. You can also see that there is a basement which leads to a garage, and there's some secured rooms down there that are indicated with an X on the map. Ari, the information you have says that the only reason you happen to know that that's where the president got moved, because that's not really something that would be recorded in the historical database. The only reason you know that that's where the president got moved is because that's also where the president supposedly gets assassinated in this timeline. or in the bad timeline,
In the
the one
bad
you're trying to
timeline.
avoid.
Right.
Right, so Elwood, where you heading? Where you're at? Where are you going? Yeah, so that's where the president, well, he dies there. So you're basically at the end of feeling this. If you don't work this out soon, just no pressure, no pressure at all.
Did you ever see that movie in 2018, the one where they're trying to save the president and they're in London and stuff, and the president's going to... Anyway, it doesn't matter. But like, hey, you say it's right next to a garage, right? Well, if I get him sent that way, maybe I can just bundle him in a car and get him out of here.
That might be a plan, Elwood. See if you can just pull off that you're his actual higher level security or something. You've got better gift of gab than I do. Ari, out.
He's giving up my laser beanie.
At the end of the day, it never should have been existed. I don't even know where you hide the laser in that thing.
Elwood looks sad. Removes his beanie. Alright, look, we're gonna cause a bit of a ruckus, but first we're gonna head down to the garage.
Lead the way, I guess.
At this point, you are going to need to do something to dodge an army of secret agents that are barreling towards your position.
Where's this party being held? Is this party being held at the White House specifically, or is it some other location?
It's being held at another location, not the White House specifically.
Okay.
It is in Washington, D.C. It is a few blocks away from the White House, but it's like a
Gandalf Tower.
big gala place. A building that doesn't exist in 2019, but is built by 2024.
Would I know any service type entrances and exits to this building, like ways that staff can get around? Not necessarily sort of like so that they can be out of sight and still move throughout the building?
You might not. Laura's wife would.
Oh.
Of course, you haven't been able to find her since she ditched you at the start of the party, but she would totally know all of this stuff.
I could text her. My wife might know.
Yeah, okay.
I'll try to send her a text, I guess.
Before you get a chance to do so, Elwood, your glasses are telling you that a bunch of armed people are about to come barreling around the corner. You guys are gonna need to get out of this hallway before you do anything else. You could either stealth your way out, or you could hoof it. You could maybe there's another idea that you have that I haven't considered.
I just look the other way down the corridor quickly. Is that way clear?
Yeah.
Okay, run. I'm gonna start running.
All right. You all need to make athletics and chutzpah checks.
Oh dear.
Nope. I am not rolling well tonight.
You do have an advantage if you'd like to reroll.
Yes, I would like to try that.
Go for it.
I'm guessing I don't, right?
Also, haven't explained this to you, I'm sure, but below your launch a test button, you notice you have a big box that says Moxie, and you've got like eight things you can check off in that. Moxie is a spendable resource. If you'd like, you can spend Moxie to increase your node value for a given roll. So if you want, you can spend any number of Moxie to increase your node value by that much.
I'm gonna spend 3 moxie to try and pass this test.
Okay.
Find out if this works.
I'm going to spend 2 moxie.
Still nothing.
Oh no.
Oh goodness.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Oh,
goodness.
We're really good at this.
So good at this.
Fantastic.
Aren't
So-
you supposed to be able to run? You're an astronaut.
Elwood hoofs it and gets out of the hallway before the guards spot him. But the other 2 fall behind. And the guards make it around the corner and say, hey, stop them. And then they start charging after you. Elwood, in your position, being that you made it around the corner, you could ditch them to whatever fate will befall them if the Secret Service catches up, which was probable, or you could go back and help them out, which might jeopardize your whole mission.
Well, they're kind of thinking I'm crazy in a way. I don't think they'll be too badly, like... I don't... In Elwood's brain, he's kind of sprinting. He's thinking he's the one that's, like, in trouble here. They can just be like, oh, the crazy guy with a gun. He killed these people. Or he didn't kill them, but he hurt these people and ran away with their guns, you know. So I'm just gonna keep on hoofing.
Of course. Is Peachy Pixelate just a made-up character, or is that an actual streamer whose identity you've co-opted for the sake of this mission?
Yeah, Peachy Pixelate. He's a good guy. He streams over on Table Story sometimes. When I put the beanie hat on, I thought I looked like him, so I decided that's who I was cosplaying today.
So if you go down for if Peachy Pixelate goes down for murdering a president when they weren't even at this gala, that's totally on Elwood's fault.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So Charlotte and Laurel, the Secret Service is catching up. They've spotted you. Elwood pulls one of these, where he got around the corner. They didn't spot him. He turns around for a second, looks at you as you guys are like deer in the headlights, hesitates for a second, and then keeps going, leaving you to whatever fate befalls you. Elwood, you find a stairwell that leads you down into the basement. And as you are making your way through the hallways to get to the place where you expect the president is going to be moved to and/or murdered, a voice speaks to you from behind you that says, "Hello, Elwood." And that's where we're going to take a break.
Oh.
Okay. We're going to take a break, everyone. We'll be right back to get to the thrilling conclusion. We're going to go and stretch. We're going to grab a bio, grab a drink, and all those good things. We encourage you to do the same. Thank you very much, Fab, who gives an advantage to Charlotte. That'll be when we get back. Yeah, do as we do, people. Have a good break. We'll see you in 5 minutes. Bye. Oh, hey everyone, and welcome back. I hope you had a good break as we launch straight back into this narrative. I hand over to y'all.
When last we left off, Elwood had gone into the basement to save the President of the United States, newly minted President Gandalf, from a murderer who apparently was looking to kill him because his candidate, Donald E. Balrog, he believes should have won had there not been tampering to the electoral system. That's anyway the statement that the killer supposedly left, but that document was erased. Apparently, from the source, we still don't know what's going on with that. But anyway, Elwood in the basement, a voice said behind him, "Hello, Elwood." And Elwood turns around.
Who's
and before
there?
I'm not gonna describe what you see, Elwood, because I'm cryptic like that, and that would be spoilers for the audience. But I would like you to make a roll for me, a violence plus lasers roll for me, if you please. And yes, this does involve the paradox dice. Absolutely.
I'm going to use an advantage on this, please. I have a node
Okay,
value.
I'll allow it.
I have a node value of 3. Okay. 1 then a 5.
Okay. Good to know. That 5 on your paradox die counts as a second success as well, so.
Oh, so 2 successes either way you cut it.
Oh, you did a reroll. Oh, yes, of course, because you were using advantage. Yeah, so it's 2 successes on both sides. That's fantastic. And now we're going to take we're not going to resolve what happened. I just needed to know the results of the die roll. But we're gonna shift the attention. We're going to shift the spotlight away from Elwood for a little while. So you're going to have to get comfy for me, Scrat. Because Laurel and Charlotte are surrounded by an army of goons. Laurel, you have in your hand your phone. You were about to text your wife when you got told to start running, and next thing you know, you're surrounded. You still haven't texted your wife because of the chaos, but you did open the texting app with the intention of texting your wife, and you can actually see all the missed notifications that she's been trying to get a hold of you. Whoops.
Oh. Thank goodness you're here. I say to the Secret Service people.
Yes, thank goodness.
Where'd the other one go? The
He ran.
Peachy, the one called Peachy.
He ran that way, and I'm gonna point in the opposite direction.
Make a bluff plus chutzpah check.
Oh, I'm not very good at either of those things.
You can always spend Moxie if you'd like.
Yes, I'm gonna spend 2 Moxie to give myself 2 on the roll.
Scrat and Alex, they have to reserve their Moxie from one episode to the next, but the two of you can spend them
That's a one
willy-nilly.
shot. I'm just gonna burn it.
Exactly. Burn it while you
Burn
got
it
it.
like you stole it.
I've been glossing over this fact because of everything going on, but I'm sorry, Scrat. I did tell you to get comfy. I forgot to tell you that your wanted level should be 4 right now. Just something for you to hang on to.
Well,
Sorry.
thank you. I do actually have stars. We can use the stars at last. That's cool.
Yeah, I should have told you earlier, but I was a little flustered with my late start.
You are just fine, Josh. Also, I have a question.
Mhm.
Last week, I was hurt. Am I still hurt?
Last week you were hurt. No, you've had a chance to rest between missions.
Awesome.
Or rather, I should say, you weren't hurt at the start of this mission. The result of your laser roll might change that, but I haven't revealed the result of your laser roll yet. So yes, Charlotte and Laurel, you guys each have a wanted level of 1, but that's neither here nor there. That's not. If you can talk your way out of it, it's not. It's not going to stick. You were saying he went that way, and you made a bluff check, right? And you spent some moxie to improve that check.
Yeah, and it did nothing for me.
And it seems like it did nothing for you.
Absolutely nothing.
The security guard does not take your word for it, and he tells his men to split up. And he sends, two of them that way, 2 of them the way Elwood went, and 2 of them the way you suggested they go. So that all their avenues are covered. And then they take the 2 of you. Back to some sort of holding room.
Yep.
Where they sit you down, and the guy says, "Tell me everything."
Just got a DM that's.
Yep. It looks like.
Yeah, Natalie's computer froze.
Yep.
All good.
Yeah.
No worries.
We can just continue.
Yeah. So he takes you. He takes the 2 of you. And he sits you down in an office room somewhere, and he says, "Explain what's happened here. Tell me everything. If you don't want to be charged with attempted assassination of the president, you need to tell me everything right now."
Hey, listen, the president gives me my job. I obviously don't want him dead. Listen, the guy was crazy. He was spouting off about how he was some sort of time travel agent. I'm just going to tell them the truth from point A to point B to point C and see how it goes.
Okay. Make a charm plus chutzpah check.
Okay. Not good at those. Not very good at the talking. But somehow I'm the talker in the room. Yeah, I'm going to burn 2 moxie. And I'm going to launch a test. Okay. Hey, 2 successes. I actually
Not
can roll
bad.
something on the dice.
Look at that. Apparently you're better at talking to people than you thought you were. And he takes your word for it. He's like, well, this person is not who they claim to be. We don't know who exactly he is, but yes, we have found the real Peachy, and Peachy Pixelate. We found the real one, and we've confirmed that whoever this is, it is not Peachy Pixelate.
Should have known when he said he'd never played the Goose Game.
I know, right? Like, everyone's played that game.
Everybody.
I'm a Secret Service agent, and I've had time to play that game. Anyway, I'm fraternizing with you, and I shouldn't be. But I can see that you're no real threat.
I mean, what am I gonna do?
And as for Laurel, your wife has vouched for you. So I can see that you're no real threat either. But the president's life is in danger as long as this guy remains unapprehended. If there's anything you can tell us that you haven't told us already that will help us catch him before he can murder President Gandalf, we would be forever in your debt.
Listen, I just told you everything that I know.
All right. Fair enough. Then you're both free to go. Enjoy what's left of the party.
Hey, is the guy with the mini quiche still running around?
I believe the mini quiche has all been eaten. I'm sorry.
All right. I'm gonna leave the room.
Okay. When you leave the room and you're finally free of the Secret Service, what do? Do you just go back to the gala, enjoy the party, or do you want to get in trouble?
I think that at this point she's had 3 glasses of really bad champagne.
Mm-hmm.
And is up for pretty much anything and is gonna try and find who she knows as Peachy Pixels. Pixelate.
Yeah. Well, you know he was headed for the basement.
Yeah.
So,
I think I might try and slide out a service exit.
Okay. Okay.
As soon as I'm out of sight of the Secret Service agents.
Absolutely. We're gonna give Natalie a chance to come back. So I'm gonna shift the camera over to Ari. Ari, what have you been up to other than listening to classical music for the past little while?
Well, I imagine at this point, Ari is trying to find out with all her might whatever information she can about this president, about the rival president, like the president, you know, that lost. Anything that she thinks can help connect the dots, because there seems to be just that little bit of a gap that needs bridging with information.
Well, absolutely. Make me a check on the historical database. Historical data plus brains. And I'll tell you everything you want to know. You roll well enough.
5 successes.
Wow. Let's see. Well, it was quite the election. So, as we all know, in 2020, 4 years ago, former President Donald Trump got impeached because he was, doing terrible things, and he was, arrested for crimes against humanity. And then following that, there was an election in 2020 that he obviously could not be reelected for. There was another president named Joe Biden who was president for 4 years, and but he wasn't able to come back for a second term for whatever reason. So 2 new guys entered the ring, and one was President candidate Gandalf, and the other was President candidate Balrog. Balrog seemed to be...
I can see it now. He was there trying to do a I will pass campaign. Gandalf was doing a you shall not pass campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it. I can see it.
That was all part of it. Balrog was a lot of smoke and fire, and he said that he wasn't sure that climate change was even real, much like another president before a few years prior. He got a lot of support from the flat earthers and middle
Gandalf
earthers.
Was like, hang on, if you just wait for the third day.
Yeah.
And you look to the east, you will see all of the global warming you'll need to see. I got you. Yep.
He's kind of a jerk, but he earned a lot of attention from other jerks, and there's plenty of them in the various ridings in the United States. Now Gandalf, one of his platforms, as we've already discussed, was that he said under his presidency, human beings would reach Mars. and that he would do whatever it takes to start the process of making it so that humans could live on Mars, either in domes or by terraforming the planet one way or the other. Welcome back, Natalie.
Operation Fly You Fools to Mars.
Yes, Operation Fly You Fools to Mars. That's exactly what they called it.
Oh, I'm so glad I'm back for that.
So that was a big part of his campaign. There was he earned a lot of negative attention from people who thought that it was a pipe dream.
He used to be gray, now he's white. I don't know about that.
Yeah. There's that, but also the fact that he believed in going off to a new Middle Earth, as opposed to trying to terraform, properly save the one that we have. A lot of people thought it was foolish to be putting all of your eggs in the Mars basket when you should be putting all your efforts towards saving our planet. But of course, there's scientists that were backing him up, saying that our planet is too far gone to be saved. By the year 2024, with presidents like Trump, and then later president candidates like Balrog, and just people who just didn't want to. He wanted to go to the West. Yes, he wanted to go to the West. Space terms, West is totally the direction of Mars in space, if there is directions in space.
I want to go to space. It's that way.
That way.
You wanted to open more doors for humanity, right? More doors?
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
He also has that one ring to it.
He also believed. Yep. He also said that if we could move a large portion of the human population to Mars, it would help to save Earth, because the biggest cause of climate change is humanity, and having fewer humans on the planet, causing climate change would help. So that's basically. Sorry, what?
Once we got all the people onto Mars, we could really keep an eye on things on Earth properly.
Mm-hmm. That's correct. You can keep a better eye on things.
Yeah, keep a better eye on things.
Soar on with that.
And sure, maybe some of the peoples, like the elves and the dwarves and the halflings, and maybe they all would leave to a new world, but there'd still be men and women here, right? Like those things. Yeah.
I really hope that chat is entertained right now.
I am sure they are all going.
Oh, goodness.
I mean, we've lit the beacons. What more can we ask for?
Not a lot. Ari, since you did.
My favorite thing.
Sorry, Scrat.
This is my job.
This is also
To be fair, Scrat would normally be derailing his own campaign by now. He's just too sick to do it.
I'm not quick enough. My brain's too muddy.
He's also very clearly occupied down in the basement with things that we'll get to eventually. Ari, one other thing you noticed is there was a bit of a funny blip in the database that said apparently there's an article that said apparently President candidate Balrog was projected to win, and apparently the first count of the votes said that he did win, but then there was a recount, and apparently Gandalf won. There were some late voters who arrived at the turn of the tide. and precisely when they meant to, of course.
The most
It was
shocking
all.
thing about this for me is that we're still using paper counts. And I don't mean in 2024, I mean even now.
Yeah, even today, 1924. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised if in 36 we'll still use them.
Yeah. We keep getting problems with them being rigged. Oh my god, maybe we should update that. Anyway, carry on.
So there was a blip in the system. It was a little suspicious. Some people accused Gandalf and his people of cheating, and of course there is that document that you briefly saw that got deleted from your system that apparently the killers admitted that they were trying to kill Gandalf because they firmly believed that Balrog should have won and that this was justice for cheating the American electoral system. But beyond that, Gandalf gets the popular vote for being all, let's save humanity by going to Mars and let's do space stuff and let's be all awesome. And Balrog gets like the angry monsters and orcs vote by being just a general jackass. The people vote for that for some reason. I can't explain it, but the world can, I'm sure. So that's more or less what you know. There is also, if you're looking further ahead over the course of his campaign and not just magnifying in specifically on the election itself, you do notice that under President Gandalf's reign, he does send people to Mars. There is an issue that happens on the first manned mission to Mars. Manned is such a sexist term, but personed mission to Mars, I guess is a better way to say it. There is something that takes place. Something goes wrong with the world's first quantum computer, and they also found something out there they weren't expecting to find. President Gandalf was instrumental in helping to bring that mission home. That would have been during his second term, obviously. They went to Mars during his first term and came back during his second. Because going to Mars and back takes a long time. That's about what you find.
Edward, so to tell you too long, you didn't read this because I'm just relaying it to you. So I read it, but you're not. The too long didn't read of this is, guess what? Balrog seems to have it out for Gandalf. It seems like Balrog was looking to win the polls until Gandalf suddenly swept in with a late win. He tried to claim that it wasn't late, it came in precisely when it meant to, but nonetheless, the Balrog, it seems to be angry, it seems to be frustrated. It seems that the dead have awakened when it comes to the Balrog. Everybody's angry, Balrog especially, and I think he's going to try and wipe him out. Historically, that seems to be what happened previously. You need to prevent him from doing it. You need to prevent Balrog from getting to Gandalf. If anything, Gandalf seems to be good enough that he just wants to get his people to Mars. He just wants to fly the fools to Mars. And leave the other fools. Apparently the Balrog can deal with them, but all the other fools need to go to Mars.
Elwood doesn't answer you.
Elwood? Elwood, don't do this to me again, Elwood. This has been 3 times today.
Suddenly, you hear what sounds like laser blasts over the intercom. And Elwood's line goes dead.
Elwood? Elwood. Oh my god, Elwood. Elwood, this isn't funny. You know I have abandonment issues. Elwood. And Ari's going to like take off her fancy glasses and really like look with her own eyes, not with her special specs. She's gonna look with her special eyes, to try and see if she can see any sort of information, a sort of blip on the radar or anything like that. My brand, for like that, what might have show where Elwood might be. Like, why has he dropped the line? What? Elwood, Elwood, yeah, that's apparently how she sounds when she's panicking. It's just this.
The only thing you see, and it's right in the place where that missing file should have been that has now gone, is that the only identifier they have on the John Doe killer of President Gandalf in the bad timeline is that apparently whoever it was, they never identified him, impersonated a YouTuber named Peachy Pixelate to get into the party before murdering the president. And we're going to shift the attention back to Charlotte and Laurel. Charlotte and Laurel, you've been released from the Secret Service. They grilled you, but they realized that you're not actually, you were just duped by this insane person who believes they're from the future.
Yeah.
And they said, well, we're going to release you. If you remember anything that will help us catch this guy before he does anything, anything that will be terrible, please let one of us know. The Secret Service are everywhere. And otherwise, enjoy the party, and please don't tell anyone about any of this. You're sworn to secrecy. You guys are let go with a stern warning not to get into more trouble. Mind your own. Stay in the party hall, they say, unless you have to tell us something important about this assassin we're trying to catch.
Sure.
What do the two of you do?
So, Laurel.
Laurel, sorry, I should just say, when you get back to the party hall, your wife does find you, and she says, "Oh, thank goodness! I've been trying to get a hold of you since I don't know why your wife's Irish, but
And I'm okay with it. Go for it.
I've been trying to get a hold of you since earlier. Where have you been? What's been going on?"
I don't know if you would believe me if I told you, dear.
I mean, there's been some commotion. They moved the president to a secure location. They said there was a threat, but they wouldn't tell me much more. I was trying to brief him on some environmental issues that some new research that just was released. But as you know, work never ends. But
Yeah.
I was worried about you. I texted you.
Yeah.
Is this your wife?
Oh yes, Charlotte. This is Anna. Anna Charlotte.
Charlotte Grace.
Oh.
Lovely to meet you.
She's an astronaut.
You're the astronaut.
Yes, I am.
Oh, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. She shakes your hand a little bit too much. Yes, I've heard all about you. I've read all about you. I'm a little bit of a fan.
It's very nice to meet you too. You work for the president's campaign, correct?
Yes, environmental sciences.
Nice. I'm. Well, you obviously know. I'm on the. I don't know. I was shortlisted for the mission to Mars, but I'm not sure after this. Tonight's been a little bit of a chaotic, I guess.
You're thinking of quitting the program?
Oh,
you can't.
my partner, she's pregnant, and honestly, 16 to 20 months is a long time to be away from a wife with a new baby, and I feel awful just even thinking about going.
Listen, if you don't go, I've been telling all of my friends that one of the that one of the first people on Mars is going to be a lesbian, and I'm super happy about that. You're going to ruin my hopes and dreams.
Darling, please.
Okay.
It's a big deal, Laurel. It's a big deal. It's 2024 and everyone says they're progressive, but damn it, we need this win, okay?
You are so right.
I sort of took her hands and I'm like, you know what? I think I actually really needed to hear that. Thank you for that.
No, thank you for your service to this country, to the world.
Say, I need to get out for like a quick bit of fresh air. How would I do that? I mean, there's obviously the front door, but I kind of want, listen, I really want to have a smoke, but you know how they get around with smoking in this building, and like.
Yes, well, it's against the rules. I mean, you don't want to go out the front. I suppose you could.
And it's really embarrassing. I'm kind of a secret smoker, so I don't really want like people seeing.
People seeing you. There's a parking garage below the building.
How would I get there?
Didn't we park there, darling?
Yes, well, you could take...
I'll take her down. I'll take her down. Don't you have someone that you need to talk to for work tonight?
Yes. Yes, of course. I got distracted. I'm just glad you're okay. I was a little worried, and it was lovely to meet you, Mr. Graves. I'm glad we had a chat. Yes, of course. Just Laurel, if you... Just text me. Text me if you need me.
I will. Look, I'm turning the ringer on now.
Okay. She bids you however you two would say, you know, I'll see you later to each other is what she does.
Yeah.
You two are adorable.
Oh, she's a little excitable. Okay. Well, yeah. I do know the way to the parking garage. So, didn't he say something about that?
Yeah. He said it was in the basement. I think. Sorry. Anita player doesn't remember. Charlotte remembers.
Correct. Yes. There were some. There's a secure set of rooms in the basement that are next to the parking garage, but it is the place where the president was supposed to be moved to if his life was in danger. But that's also where he apparently is going to get murdered.
Okay, so I still don't know if I believe that crazy person.
Me neither, but he has a gun, so worst case scenario, we stop him from murdering the president.
Yeah, maybe we should try that. Mm-hmm.
Come on.
All right.
We head that direction to maybe try and cut him off?
Okay. So you go and you find a staircase, get down to the basement. I'm gonna need you to make stealth plus chutzpah check. Somebody, either one of you.
I'm bad at it.
I am so bad at it.
One of you is going to have to make a stealth plus chutzpah check to dodge Secret Service on your way to the basement.
Okay, I have a -4.
Or rather, you get to the basement without a problem. You need to roll a stealth check to get to the secure area where the president is supposed to be.
Okay.
Alternatively, if you're both really bad at stealth, you could try lying your way past the security guards.
I'm better at bluffing
Walk
than
right
I am
up
at
to them.
stealthing. But
I'm equally bad at both.
all
But
right.
I'm worse at stealthing. I'm much worse at stealthing.
All right, let's try and bluff, I guess. That worked really well last time. Could I perhaps charm them?
You could try to charm them, but
Sure.
you'll still need to bluff to get past the guards.
All right, cool. All right, so I want to roll it. Sorry, I'm finding all my windows.
So you walk
here.
up to the guards that are standing outside the doors that lead to the secure area in the basement, and they say this area is off limits.
I have some documents for the president from the science department.
Let me see your badge.
I'm doing a favor for my wife. She works for the science department. I don't have a badge.
You're gonna you can make a if you'd like, you can make a charm plus chutzpah check.
Okay.
Which if you have a success on a charm check, you still need to make a bluff check. But if you have a success on a charm check, I'll say the bluff check is easier.
Okay.
Bluff check will require 2 successes or only 1 success if your charm is successful.
Okay. Cool.
That was
my charm.
charm. So the bluff check requires 2 successes. Remember, you can spend Moxie if you've got it.
And you also have, I think you have an advantage from the chat as well.
That's true too.
Okay. All right. So yes, I will do a bluff check with advantage. All right. So it's bluff plus chutzpah. Okay. I can't get 2 successes. I only have 1 node.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Bluff
Maybe we
plus.
should have stealthed. Okay.
Do you have any Moxie?
How much Moxie?
Oh
do you
yes,
have?
yes. I will spend Moxie. I will spend 3 Moxie
Spend the heck
and
out of
use
that Moxie.
advantage.
Two successes.
2 successes. I didn't even
You
need
did
the
it.
advantage. Yay!
He says, "Well, all right, if it's important," and he says, "I'll take you. I'll take you to the president."
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
So he takes you through the secure area, and he takes you to a locked door. There are 2 more goons standing outside it, and the guard says, "These 2 need to see the president. I've checked. I made sure they're fine." And the guard says, "Any weapons on them?" And he says, "Oh, I didn't check for that."
I don't have any weapons. I'm just running over.
He just glances at you and says, "I don't see where they could hide a weapon anyway. Don't worry, I'll be with them." He takes you in to see the president, and the 2 of you are there with the Secret Service agent who's taking you there. You haven't spotted Elwood in this entire span of hallways. You've been looking, but he's been nowhere to be found. The president is in the room with his vice president, Aragorn, and his vice president
I really
Aragorn.
like that guy. Mhm.
And yeah, he's a good guy. Everybody likes him, to be honest. Also, First Lady's there, and a couple other members of the president's staff, as well as 2 other Secret Service agents. So it's a pretty crowded room, but it's also a pretty big room. It's like one of those big meeting rooms.
Sure.
And Secret Service agent says, "Mr. President, these ladies are here to speak with you about something important." And he turns to you both and says, "It's a pleasure to meet both of you." And he sees Charlotte's formal astronaut uniform, and he says, "Oh, you must be Miss Graves.
Yes.
I've been following your career with great interest."
Thank you, Mr. President. Lovely to meet you at last. I believe. Is everything okay, sir?
Well, I'm sure it's nothing, but if you must know, there's been a threat on apparently my life, and I mean, I get them every day. The President of the United States. Heck, I had them every day since before I was president. But I'm sure it's nothing to be concerned about. Especially here, we're in the most secure area in the entire building. No one can get in this room without some form of authorization from the Secret Service themselves. As you've been. You were checked, obviously, thoroughly, I assume.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yep. Definitely.
Case in point, this room is very secure. No one could get in here. No one who's not authorized to be here could get in here. And as soon as he says that, the wall behind him flashes blue. And a hole opens up in the wall, like a square rectangle, almost like a door of blue energy dissolves the wall, forming a rectangle passageway to some area beyond. Which is weird because there is no area beyond this wall. You're underground, and this room, being the most secure room, is up against concrete and then ground. So there is not another room on the other side of that wall. But blue energy dissolved the wall, and there apparently is space behind it.
I think at this point I'll make sure that the Secret Service covers the president.
Sure.
Because something weird's happening.
Something weird is definitely happening. The Secret Service immediately start moving for the president, but of course they were covering the door, which is on the other side of the room, not the wall behind the president.
So I'm closest, I'm guessing?
Right? You are definitely closest, and you see this first, it looks kind of like a grenade. It's silver, it's round, it's a ball, it's got a blue flashing light on it. A future grenade, I guess. Flies through the open hole in the wall and flashes twice and then sends out a pulse of energy. Everyone in the room except the president and the two of you immediately fall unconscious.
Oh
no. I'm going
and
to
through the hole steps Elwood.
Peachy Pixels?
He doesn't answer you. Instead, he pulls out what looks like a future gun, a laser, and points it straight at the president. And he's deadly serious.
Oh no.
I'm gonna stand in the way.
Yeah, I'm gonna tackle President Gandalf, I guess.
You're tackling President Gandalf, and Charlotte is getting between President Gandalf and the laser.
Yep.
Okay. Laurel, I need you to make an athletics and chutzpah check.
Okay, great.
As I fight off a dog who's very excited to play. With my own athletics chutzpah check. Charlotte. I'm trying to think of what role this would be for you. You're gonna need to make. I'm gonna say you're gonna need to make. What can you think? What do you think is the most justifiable role here for you? Are you trying to stare Elwood down to get him to stop firing, or are you just getting in between to block the bullet or the laser blast?
Looking at this weird futuristic weapon, can I discern any safety mechanism or like way that it could be disabled?
You don't have enough time to analyze it in that level of detail.
Fair. Okay, I'm gonna say that I'm gonna try standing him down and saying, I'll say, "Hey, Peachy, stop!" And I kind of want to throw something at him from the room to throw him off balance, like be it like a file,
like a stapler from a table or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Sure.
Or like a file folder full of papers, just something to just to block his view.
Give me a throw plus chutzpah check.
Oh boy, that's gonna be a -2.
Okay, so you're rolling with a note of 2, but because it's a negative, any failures count against your successes.
Okay. I'm gonna spend a moxie. So that it's -1 instead.
It would still be spending a moxie adds to your number of dice, so you would be rolling 3 dice.
3 dice. Okay.
Correct. If you're spending a moxie.
All right. One success. So that would be nothing, I'm guessing.
Yeah. So you throw the stapler at him. You miss. And he fires his laser gun. Elwood, can you make for me another laser plus violence check?
I don't like that. Okay.
I know you don't. Do you want to use another advantage like you did before?
Suddenly, no. Am I paradox dicing like I did before?
Oh, yes.
Singular success.
My tackle
Laurel
failed. Yeah.
Laurel, your tackle failed. So you tried to tackle the president, but being Gandalf, he stands firm and faces his attacker, and rather holds you behind him. As a noble individual that he is. He, however, isn't able to stop Charlotte from getting in the way, and Charlotte gets shot with a future laser. And is vaporized. But the president is not. And that's when a small army of Secret Service agents who did not get stunned come through the door and charge at Elwood. Not having enough time to fire his gun again, he steps through the blue rectangle, which immediately dissolves and becomes a wall again. Laurel, what do you do?
She just is kind of screaming as the laser hits Charlotte, like, no.
The Secret Service, focusing on protecting the president, ushers the screaming Laurel out of this room and into the hallway.
Do I have any time to try to get through the blue rectangle, or is it already, like, gone?
It's already gone.
Okay.
They rush you out of the room. You're still a little bit in shock. They're more interested in protecting the president. They don't really pay close enough attention to what happens to you. They just get you out of the way so that you're not a problem for them. As you are wandering the halls of the basement, still in shock at what you just witnessed, still disoriented from the events, more Secret Service agents rush past you as you wander the halls, clearly heading towards the scene of the action, paying very little attention to you. Almost as little, they barely notice you because they're in a rush towards something much more pressing and important for their jobs. And you just kind of find your way into a side hall where you see, unconscious on the ground, is Elwood.
What? I'm gonna kick him.
You kick him, which is enough to kick him awake. Elwood, you come to on the ground. Point of order, though, you do now have 5 wanted level.
Great. Perfect.
And the last thing you saw before you passed out, Elwood, was yourself pointing a laser at you.
Just what every growing lad wants. I wake up, I guess.
What the hell is your problem?
There might be 2 of me.
Elwood.
No, I didn't believe you when you were from the future. Now there's 2 of you?
Why would I have been sent to stop me from stopping myself?
Elwood, increase your paradox number by 1.
Yikes. Oops.
Ari, Elwood's comm comes back online.
There you feckin' are, Elwood!
Hey, Ari. I think there's more than one of me running around down here.
There's more than one of you. Like, more than one Elwood, or more than one Time Lord.
I think I might have been sent back to stop me. I shot myself. It's the only explanation I can come up with at the moment.
Damn Balrogians, they try to ruin everything! Damn it, okay, hang on.
Is he still on the ground?
I don't know, is he?
Yeah, he's getting up slow.
Can I
Laurel
do
kicks him
anything
again.
to stop him? Yeah, if Laurel's gonna kick him, is there anything I can do to almost at the same time make it seem like Laurel's kick just stopped the floating up from the ground, or no? Because it has to be done with technology, right? No one's magic. Gandalf can't be magic, Balrogs can't be magic, we're playing Dungeons and Dragons, this is logic only.
What are you trying to do? I'm sorry, I missed that. You're trying to stop Elwood from standing up?
No, the floating. Just
What floating?
Laurel said something about floating. There was
I'm
floating
gonna kick
happening.
him.
Oh, okay,
She's
just kick
kicking
him.
him.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
kick him. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
And as soon as Laurel does, you'll just hear a.
You deserved that.
You killed Charlotte.
That's right, you did.
Oh, Elwood, you're hurt.
Now, listen, I didn't kill Charlotte.
Just watched you. You did.
And Ari can confirm that the timeline has been altered. Charlotte is no longer one of the first women on Mars, and it's devastating to people everywhere who followed her career with great interest. I mean, it doesn't change.
Charlotte has met her grave.
Yeah. It doesn't put you in the bad timeline like the murder of the president would have, but it does change the space mission slightly.
Don't worry, we'll get equal pay in the year 2020 something, I swear.
Laurel, as you're deciding what to do with Elwood, you hear more of those secret agents rush by down the main hall. You're in a side hall, down the main hall, towards the where the president's being kept. And you know it's just a matter of time before someone glances in here and sees the president's attempted killer. Do you want to turn him in, or do you want to let him go? It's up to you, Laura. As for Elwood, depending on what Laurel decides, technically speaking, minus an unfortunate casualty, technically speaking, your mission is a success. The president has not been murdered. Sort of because you got involved. Charlotte only got involved because you told her. So you've succeeded on your mission, sort of.
This doesn't feel satisfying.
No,
Really
it
doesn't.
doesn't.
Oh my.
This is one of our least satisfying endings where we're like, yay, we won?
Yay, I'm dead.
Yay, we did it, and it only cost one life.
One very important lesbian astronaut life.
Yeah, you know, it's fine. It's not like, women's history has been set back a
Women's.
couple of years. It's fine.
It's fine. It's okay.
What does Laurel decide?
Look, I don't know why you're here or who you are, but if you really are a time agent, I hope you're happy, okay? I hope you're happy. Get back to your own fucking time and leave me alone. And she'll just leave.
Straight on the comms as she leaves. Look, Ari, am I really leaving this timeline like this?
Unless you want to come back and try and change it.
I'm not sure what Elwood would decide as he kind of stands in turmoil for a second.
Elwood, I want you to know that while I might joke that anything that changes is your fault, this wasn't your fault.
Sorry.
At the end of the day, you can't control how others are going to deal with you. You can only control what you do to with yourself in the moments that you are presented with them. You made the best of what you could, and you've still made it better for humanity in total. Charlotte will not be left in the grave unforgotten. She'll be very heavily remembered. She's in the books from what I can see. That's more than I can say. I don't end up in books. Heck, you know that you don't end up in any either.
And I guess with some regret, Elwood will leave the timeline.
And he goes back to the future.
You did go, Deadwood. I'm sorry.
And as we pull away from 2024, the camera shifts its focus to somewhere else. When else. And there's an old man sipping scotch who must be in his 80s, but bears a passing resemblance to a former CEO of a book publishing company in New York named Timothy Dwyer, and he says, "The plan is going all to hell. I mean, the president was supposed to be murdered, and he wasn't. So what does this mean?" And next to him, a man in the shadows, whose identity can't be seen because he's in the shadows, says, "Nothing but a minor setback. While the president lives, Elwood is blamed, and his ability to meddle with the timeline is not going to be as easy in the years to come. We can fix this still. There's still time." And then that man in the shadows steps out of the shadows and stands next to that old man, and we see it is in fact a spitting image of Elwood Franz. I'm going to turn to Panika and Nerdly. You guys have been fantastic. I would like you both to narrate your epilogues, if you will. Tell me what happens to the space mission differently because Charlotte was not involved. What happens to Charlotte's wife and kid because Charlotte passed away saving the president's life, and what happens to Laurel after these shocking events may have changed her.
Laurel, do you want to go first?
Yeah. So the first thing Laurel does the next week is resign from her university and apply to be an astronaut. She wants to be as inspiring as Charlotte was, and she definitely is very affected by this, and is just, yeah, that's what she does. She becomes an astronaut.
And she's a very successful one.
So instead of Charlotte being the first woman on Mars, or the first person on Mars, that duty falls to, I would say, Laurel. The mission's delayed a few years because not everybody knows the ins and outs of the supercomputer as well, or the quantum computer quite as well as Charlotte did. But Laurel does her best to pick up the slack. Charlotte is remembered as the woman who saved the president. and her wife and daughter, after a fashion, carry on. And I think that's sort of the sunset moment.
And her daughter has an Aunt Laurel. That's
yeah,
for
the
sure.
daughter has an Aunt Laurel for sure.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's as good a place as any to stop. Elwood and Ari, you succeeded in your mission, and usually you get berated for one reason or another by Director Mackenzie. But Director Mackenzie is often cold and uncaring about about one or two lives lost. She's just happy that President was saved. I need to know one thing though, Elwood. Do you tell Director Mackenzie that you were there and that you tried to kill the president?
Yeah, definitely. I'd make that known.
Awesome. Then we'll deal with that in a week's time. I've been Joshua Barbo, your Time Lord Game Master. This is Step Into the Quantum. A bit of a Pyrrhic victory this week. It has been a pleasure playing with you all. You will see me again next week. Follow me on Twitter. I don't know exactly what else to say. I'm too emotional from having taken out one of my favorite characters so far. But yeah, it's I will be in the Scratticus Academy Discord chat. There's a Step Into the Quantum channel. I will be there talking about this session and what it means for me and the whole show going forward. Thank you for watching, and I'm going to pass it around to other people.
Thank you very much. So, as we go around and speak to everyone, let's carry on clockwise around the screen and go next to Madame Gandalf.
Oh, hi! I am so glad to have gotten to play with Laurel and Charlotte this evening with Renita and Nerdily, of course. Thank you so much, you two. You brought so much life to the future, which gives me hope. It gives me some hope, especially in a world where Gandalf is our president. Hello. Yes, please. That was lovely. So thank you so much. My name is Madame Gandalf. I am a streamer here on Twitch who does a variety of things. D&D, cooking, face painting, singing, games, everything. You name it, we do it at my Green Dragon Tavern at some point, at least. So thank you so much. But make sure that you go and check out who I believe is right underneath Renita. Renita, I believe you're right underneath me.
Pa.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh, right. I saw the little line.
The little
screen.
clock does make it look like an R a little bit.
I saw it. Oh, I'm so sorry. Panita. See, this is what I mean. New friends I'm making today that I will be sure to check out because they were really fun to roleplay with. So, Panita, tell me about yourself. Where can I find you?
So I'm on Twitter at Panita, and I'm also at Critical Misses on Twitter. I run an inclusive gaming group here in the city of Calgary, where I'm from. So we do D&D sessions for absolute beginners, for non-binary and gender fluid folk who might not feel comfortable going into boy-oriented gaming spaces. Like the Boys Club at game shops is horrible and toxic and pervasive. So we try to make it an open and friendly environment for everybody. So I run sessions, D&D sessions mostly, but once a month for people who want to learn how to play but don't know where to start.
Fantastic, thank you. And next around the screen we have Nerdily. Oh hi.
Oh hi.
Hi.
I'm Nerdily. Natalie. I just had a great time. Charlotte. Oh, I love Charlotte. Okay.
So do I.
She's wonderful, and we killed her, and
I know.
that's terrible.
It makes me so sad.
All right. Anyway, I am at NerdlyB on Twitter. I am often in the Discord, just yelling and shouting and being weird in chat and such. So that's where you can find me around.
Fantastic. I'm going to do a slightly shorter wrap up because, as you can probably hear, my voice is going big time. So please check out our social links. There they all are. I'll let you do some reading. Also check out our sponsors, Mage Hand Press, recently released Dark Matter. Check out the Deck of Many, who create all sorts of wonderful things that you can go and check out on their website now. And last but most certainly not least, Hero Forge. Rip Charlotte Graves. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming and playing tonight. And we will see you all next time. We are going on a raid, so join me in the raid, and let's do the raid, and the raid. Until next time, keep on evoking emotions, everyone. We'll see you later. Bye.